So the event has come and gone, and we have a lot more information when it comes to the PlayStation brand. We have more stuff on what their first party's doing. We have more stuff on what the third party's doing, and we have more stuff on the console itself, and I want to talk about it. But before we get on with the video, hit that like button if you enjoyed the content. You can always subscribe to the channel for weekly videos, and you can always follow me on Twitter at LordAddictIOP. Without any further ado, let's get on with this. What's going on, you guys? Gaming Addict here, coming at you with another video. One of the biggest things that the entire community has been talking about is the Sony press conference that they've been planning for a while, that's supposed to reveal games, and we didn't know a lot of information that was going into it. We didn't know what they were going to show. We just had a lot of speculations and a lot of guesses, and that event has come and gone, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about the first party games that they showed there. I want to talk about the third party games that their partners showed there, and I want to talk about that big, huge reveal of the PlayStation 5, the design and everything. So they actually opened this up with GTA 5. That definitely, I did not see this coming. But then again, I did see it coming. It's no secret that GTA 5 has been an extremely successful game. One of probably the most successful games in all time. So it looks like how this is going to work is you're going to get a free upgrade if you're a PlayStation user. I don't know if that's going to carry over to Xbox. I would assume so. But you're going to get a free upgrade if you're a PlayStation user. It looks like they're actually giving PlayStation Plus members even more of a bonus. For the next probably 6 months until that PlayStation 5 version of GTA 5 drops, all the PlayStation users will earn 1 million currency in their online structure from here up until the PS5 version drops. And another thing, they're all actually going to be able to get that online version of GTA for free for a certain amount of time. Like I said, I did not expect this. This is one of the few things that caught me off guard, but you know, one would even think, are they even working on GTA 6? I know that's probably a dumb question. They're definitely working on one, but to me, it looks like they're even trying to support this for 3 gens in a row. And they must be making so much money even to this day that they want to continue that support, and they want to make sure that that well does not run dry until they get that GTA 6 out, because it's not any secret that Red Dead 2 did not look like it was the hype and the money train that they wanted it to be. They actually caught me off guard with this next one. They showed Spider-Man. Now they showed Spider-Man with Miles in it. Now this game looked really good for what they showed. They didn't show too much on it, but they did show you enough to know that, to me personally, I feel like this is a standalone game that is meant to connect the gaps between the first Spider-Man and the sequel whenever they decide to make that. And this wouldn't be an event without some type of racing game. They did show Gran Turismo 7, and it looked phenomenal. I personally do not care about racers. I don't care about racers or sports. It's the two biggest things I don't care about, but I am not stupid. I know that these two games have a huge demographic and a huge following to play these games. It's just not going to be me. Sony, I'm sorry, I'm not going to buy Gran Turismo 7. Next game was actually a first party game. It was Ratchet and Clank. And to be specific, it was Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. This game looks actually kind of cool. I'm not the biggest fan of the original one. I played a couple hours and I had to drop it because it just wasn't resonating with me. But with this game and what they showed me at this reveal event, it's actually got me eyeballing that download. It was like, you know what? Maybe I can try Ratchet and Clank again, because I would like to play that in anticipation for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It looks like a fantastic game. It might be one of the few games that actually showed a lot of decent gameplay in this entire reveal, but we'll get to that later. Now, for like the next 15-20 minutes, even maybe up to 30, they showed a lot of, indie games that I didn't really particularly care about. Now, I'm not saying indie games are horrible. I've played plenty of indie games in my time. All I'm saying is these particular indie games didn't really resonate with me whatsoever. Not too many of them I was like, yo, I have to have that. It's just something that, if it's on sale, I might pick it up if it's good enough and if my friends convince me to buy them. But, if you want to actually see these games, because I'm not going to really talk about them too much, I will put in the description the PlayStation reveal that these games came out of, so you can definitely go over there and watch them, because these games might not have resonated with me, but I'm sure a lot of you will like them. Now, for a lot of you that watched the Video Game Awards back in December, you remember a particular game called Godfall, and it was really the first huge IP that they announced as an official PlayStation 5 title. Obviously, we know games like God of War, games like Spider-Man 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn, but this was the first game that Sony allowed to be demonstrated as a PS5 exclusive title. Now, this was present at this event. I just gotta say that I used to really hype this game because I'm a huge loot shooter person. I like loot-based games, maybe particularly not shooters because this is a melee format game, but I do like these loot type of games, and I was actually really excited for Godfall. But after watching this gameplay, I'm just like, I can pass. I can pass on this completely. There's nothing about this game that looks appealing to me. It literally went from like a 7 to 8 on anticipation level down to a 0, a straight flatline 0. They can have this because I want nothing to do with it. So a couple highlights that I definitely want to mention that they announced in this that I didn't particularly care about, but I want to mention it because they are pretty big titles, and I'm sure a few of you would be really anticipating on these titles. Now, they did announce Hitman 3. I didn't actually see this coming at all. Hitman has always been one of the roots of stealth to me, and I've really enjoyed the Hitman franchise. Now, I didn't really play the recent ones that came out. The episodic one for the first one kind of ruined the whole vibe for me. Now, I do have them because I think it was on Game Pass or something, and I do currently are able to play these games, and I should try to go back on them because they're all one game now, not just episodic, so I might do that. So I wasn't really going to mention this, but I do know a lot of people like this game for some reason, is Astral Playroom. Now, it looks like this is their VR game that have been brought over to the PS5. Now, I don't think it's the exact game from the VR. It's more of like a tech demo for what the controller and the system itself can do that gives you the option, like, you know, the motion controls, maybe even the mic. I don't know how they're going to do that. I'm definitely not going to play that. If I were a guess, it's going to be in the box with the PlayStation 5, but I don't know. Now, they did show 2K. It's like I said earlier, I'm not any type of sports person. I don't care about Madden. I don't care about FIFA. I don't care about 2K, and I don't even really care about MMA, but I know 2K is a force to be reckoned with, and I know them having the marketing dough to this game is huge for them. I don't know if they've had it previously. Like I said, I don't care about them, but 2K was announced, and to me, it looked like 2K didn't look anything different than what I've seen in the past. Finally, the biggest game that I really wanted to see from this is Demon's Souls, the remake. It's made by Blue Point Games, my bad. And to be honest with you guys, it disappointed me. Now, I'm not saying what they showed wasn't cool. I'm saying what they showed should have been more. We should have seen a little bit more in-game gameplay with this particular game. It looked like more of a CGI than anything, with, you know, sprinkles of in-game CGI and sprinkles of in-game gameplay, and I don't like that. I want to see real gameplay. But we all know what Demon's Souls is going to be. Blue Point is a fantastic studio, and I have every faith that when this game comes out, it's going to be an amazing game. For some reason, Bethesda is here, which kind of caught me off guard because usually Microsoft and Bethesda are really, really close. But Bethesda was here, and they were showing Deathloop. Now, Deathloop is that game they showed at Bethesda's conference last year that looked horrible. It's made by the same people who make Dishonored. Now, when I watched this, there was nothing there, man. Nothing connecting to me, nothing making me want to play this, nothing make me want to buy a PS5 for this. And that's another thing. According to Twitter, I don't know if this is true or not, didn't really do a whole lot of research because I didn't care about this game. It might be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. Another thing that is kind of weird to me because Bethesda is so good and so close with Microsoft that maybe Bethesda's starting to go over to the Sony camp a little bit, and we'll start seeing a lot more cooperation between them and Bethesda. This next title, I don't know how I feel about. It's Resident Evil Village. Technically Resident Evil 8. It looks like it's a first-person shooter, just like Resident Evil 7 was, and it's taken place in some weird, out-of-the-nowhere place with castles. It looks like something out of Castlevania. I saw lichens in there, werewolves. Now, we don't know if they're lichens or werewolves. It could literally just be a mutated virus from the T-virus or something that's making them resemble like a lichen. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're werewolves, but I do think it's a little bit far-fetched, and I don't mind stuff that branches off from the original game a little bit, but I feel like this is too much. But we'll have to see. They could find a really good way of doing this, and I will be completely fine with it once the game comes out. So this next game didn't really resonate with me either. It's made by Capcom. I'm not even going to try to announce the name because I'm going to butcher it. I know I am. there was nothing there. I guess the trailer looked cool. It had some cool moments, but there was nothing about that trailer that made me want to play that game. I don't even know what type of gameplay that game has. It's the weirdest game I've ever seen, and it's made by Capcom, so who knows what that's going out, who knows when it's coming out, and who knows what type of gameplay it's gonna have. And with Capcom, it could be anything. Now, they ended the show in terms of games with Horizon Zero Dawn 2: The Forbidden West. The game looks phenomenal. I myself didn't play much of Horizon. I played a couple hours and dropped it because it just didn't really appeal to me. But with this game and games like Ratchet and Clank, the sequels look so good when they were showing it on that stage. It's really got me wanting to go back and just give the game another shot. Who knows, maybe I dropped it too soon before it actually started picking up, so I think I am going to slowly but surely play Ratchet and Clank and play Horizon Zero Dawn and see exactly how I like that game, and maybe I will, surprise myself. And I did drop it too soon. But Horizon Zero Dawn 2 looked really good. It looked like they had some underworld exploration. It had some machines that I don't think was in the original one. Like I said, I never played it. It looks like they're really going to focus and narrate this game and have a really good story. And then obviously after they did the Horizon thing, they showed the console itself. Now, I was a little bit 50-50 they would show the console. Part of me felt like they would have to show the console. I feel like we have went too long without seeing this console, so I think they knew they had to show the console. Would the console look great to me? It looked amazing. I think it looks a little bit better than the Series X, but I'm not saying the Series X looks bad. It's just I think both of them look equally as good, but just a tad bit better I think the PlayStation 5 does. And maybe it's because it looks a little bit more like a traditional console than the Series X itself. So let's rate this event. Let's rate what I think this event was. I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I don't think it was a horrible thing. I think it was a good show. It just wasn't amazing. I think that with the games that they showed that really appealed to me, there was no gameplay. There was no release dates. That's one of the biggest things that I don't know why people aren't talking about. This is supposed to be a reveal event that is preparing you for what the PS5 can potentially offer us in the future. It's called Future of Gaming or something like that, but they didn't show us no release dates of when these games are coming out, and we didn't see no gameplay for the big games to show what these games are going to look like. So I don't know what Sony was asking us for the future of what. But anyway, that doesn't mean it was bad. It just means that I want to see a little bit more in-depth gameplay. But anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think that the gameplay and the lack of release dates is justifiable because there was good games announced at this? Or do you think that, the games are good, it's just we need to see more about the games? I'm kind of curious on that. But, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.